Yeah, that was some wild and crazy times, man. I mean,
It was like the Wild West. We all really just policed ourselves.
man,
You
I
know,
was like, just stuff. You thank God you don't see these days. I mean,
oh my gosh.
you know, shootouts in the bars. Sword attacks in the pool room. Just you're having a meal down in Hopgate, and then somebody comes in
Comes
and
in.
Yeah, it's so
shoots.
crazy.
It's a whole place. You're
Like
flipping tables over,
Yes.
trying to hide behind tables.
Yes.
You're putting, even if like you're playing in the arcades and, you look like someone and things are going to happen and, drive-bys and, I mean, having bulletproof glass up and it's just,
It's crazy.
it's a lot. It's
I
a lot.
mean-
And you're constantly looking over your shoulder because you're not sure if someone's going to attack you,
Yeah.
or assault you. And you may have done, you may not even be a part of the criminal organization.
No.
You just may look like someone, or maybe you look
Mistaken
at
identity.
someone the wrong way,
I was just going to say that.
right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just have to make eye contact with the wrong person, and they
Right.
would want to assault you.
Right. Or you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. You're in the wrong bar.
Right.
Something happens.
Or if someone's having a bad day and you're just there,
Yeah.
and they're gonna take it out on you.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the hood, man. It's
Welcome
like,
to the hood.
there's so much going on.
Yeah, those were tough times. Those were really tough times. That's a tough environment to grow up in.
I don't remember it ever really being any different. I mean, just the weaponry escalated. I could remember as far back as, going to grade school, like fifth, sixth grade, I was already seeing violence.
Yeah, we all knew someone that were either shot or stabbed.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew someone very close to us that
Right.
were, close to losing their life or in jail.
Oh, yeah. Even today.
Even today.
Friends who are, paying the consequences of their actions. I remember when one of my earliest recollections of violence was I was coming back home to Pell Street one night, and out of one of these storefronts stumbles out this older white man. And this is at night in Pell Street in Chinatown. He's stumbling out, and I'm making room so he can get past me, and then I see older Chinese man come out after him with a hammer in his hand.
Oh shit.
And I'm like 9 years old, and I'm like, what? And then the Chinese guy whacks him a few times with a hammer, and the white guy is, stumbling away, and he eventually stumbles away, and the old guy gives him one more whack with the hammer, and I'm like, wow, what happened? I hear later on the next day that this guy was an old white drunk, and he would always come around and,
Harass people.
harass the Chinese or rob their little mahjong game
Yeah.
or something, and they had enough. So he came in this storefront at this one time. He probably did try to take their money or something, and then that was the aftermath, probably was what I saw. But
Was he murdered?
no, he just was beat.
Oh.
You get beat with a hammer a few times.
Yeah.
It's going to ouch.
Welcome to the hood.
Like, don't come back,
Yeah. Well, that's
So-
crazy. They're just hitting him like
Yeah.
he's a nail.
Chinatown stories.
Shit, I mean, I was 9. And then, there's plenty other times, little Chinatown fights, rolling around in the gutter, and it's just like once the weaponry changed, like, okay, people said, okay,
Enough is enough. Yeah.
You're hanging out with 3, 4 guys, you think it's cool. They come with 6 guys in a paper bag, it's like,
Yeah.
you know what's in
When
the
you
bag.
see that paper bag,
You can't okay, you got 4 guys, but it don't matter anymore. It's like
And they would do it in broad daylight. I mean, I was just a little boy.
broad daylight, right?
And I think maybe I was 13 at that time, just walking on Bowery. And I was with my mom. And all of a sudden, I just hear like something like pop. I thought it was like a tire pop. And then I heard 2, 3, 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear, people screaming and running. And then I see someone flat on the ground. And I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah.
And broad day, and the person that's shooting, not even running. He's going towards the person to finish him, and then he walks away, like super casual, super. I mean, I've seen. I mean, as a kid, I've seen them get into fights where they all would beat up someone brutally, and then go back to playing basketball and handball. They wouldn't even
It's like
leave
walking
the
a
crime
park and
scene.
Something like
They wouldn't even leave the crime scene. They would just go back and just either sit on a park bench and just like continue to observe everyone coming in and out, or they would just go back to playing handball. All right, let's go back. Or they would go to a restaurant and eat and take a break and then come back afterwards. Like it was absolutely insane.
Right? How sociopathic was that? You accept it like it's normal.
And that was normal. Yeah, it wasn't.
Just
Nobody
a regular
really
day
ran.
in Chinatown.
Only time that was a regular day, especially during the summers.
Yeah.
During the summers, that's when you knew there's a very high probability there was going to be a fight that day, especially if it was hot that day.
Yeah. We had gotten into like nonprofit social services where we had a youth project where we were working with gang kids. And we had a storefront where, we would have community events and stuff, and we have parties, and we built a bar there, and it was like, we would have these like big parties. And the gang kids would want to come. And, so we had a policy at the door where, like, the different gangs could come up and mesh, but they had to leave their weapons, their guns at the door. And, they respected us enough to leave their guns at the door. And so we would have these different gangs come up, and they would leave their guns at the door, and then they would party, and then when they leave, they would get their guns back. And it was something revolutionary at the time. I don't think anybody was doing that.
Oh, just leave your umbrella at the door.
Right. And the kind of guns we got, it was like, wow, some real Saturday night specials. We had some guns that were held together with rubber bands. We're like, wow. I mean,
shit.
That gang is broke, bro. Yeah, stuff like that. I mean, it was just amazing times, and of course, they used to have all these dances, right? And they would check all the guys. They would frisk them with the wand, everything coming in, and then check them for weapons. And their girlfriends would bring the guns in their little purses, and they would never frisk the girls, right?
Yeah.
And
Damn.
they would
That's
get
right.
that in anyway.
They get it in anyway. Either that, or they would find certain spots to stash it outside.
Yeah.
Like key spots.
Yeah.
Little booby traps, and then they
That's
come
what-
out, bait people outside.
Yeah.
Thinking that they're by themselves or they have nothing in them. Pow, pow.
Ooh.
That's what
Yeah.
that's what ended all the dance parties in Chinatown. Really, we used to have those, and then after a couple of shootings, that was the end of that.